Jar Oil. The company have filling stations across the country, and our rates are relatively cheaper than anyone else across the country. Jar Oil is the biggest producer and distributor of cement in the country with the most competitive prices in the market.
Sant Yàlla.
looy xaar utal Wave nga scan nga fay nag doo ci yokku dara.
A better way to pay your UTG fees with instant proof of payment and real-time student portal update. Paying your University of the Gambia fees has never been easier or more convenient. With Ecobank, students, parents and guardians can pay UTG tuition and related fees through our secure digital banking channels such as Ecobank mobile app, Ecobank Online and Ecobank Omni Lite. Once payment is completed, instant proof of payment is generated and the UTG student portal is updated in real time, allowing students to proceed immediately with registration, course selection, and clearance without unnecessary delays, while giving parents and guardians peace of mind that payments have been successfully processed. How to pay via the Ecobank mobile app. Open the Ecobank mobile app and navigate to the home screen. Select Pay Bill. Choose Pay a New Bill and select Schools from the category options. Select University of the Gambia. Select the specific product you are paying for. Enter your matriculation number and tap Continue. Validate your details. The system will display the payable amount. Press Continue to confirm the payment. An e-receipt is generated automatically as proof of payment with real-time updates on the student portal. How to pay via Ecobank Online or Omni Lite. Log in to Ecobank Online and Omni Lite using your credentials. Select the menu and choose Bill Payments. Choose Quick Bill Pay and select School from the category options. Select University of the Gambia. Select the specific product you are paying for. Enter your matriculation number and tap Continue. Validate your details. The system will display the payable amount. Press Continue to confirm the payment. An e-receipt is generated automatically as proof of payment with real-time updates on the student portal. Walk into any Ecobank branch or pay through our digital channels and enjoy instant proof of payment with real-time updates on the student portal. Ecobank, the Pan-African Bank.
At his last appearance on Coffee Time with Peter Gomez last week, the Minister of Information, Media and Broadcasting Services, Dr. Ismaila Ceesay, he just left the studio, had choice words for Talib Ahmed Bensouda and his Unite movement. Dr. Ceesay dismissed the movement as a family outfit, claiming its popularity rests on populist propaganda, a few loyal supporters, and influence over a handful of online media outlets. Now, what triggered his outburst? His outburst was triggered by the Unite movement's condemnation of the Barrow-led Arsenal celebrations at State House. So how does the movement, Unite, that is, defend itself against the harsh criticism? Well, joining me now is Honorable Yaya Sanyang, who, when he last appeared on this program, was of UDP persuasion. But today, of course, his colors have changed, and he's now with the Unite movement. Honorable Sanyang, welcome back.
Thank you very much, Uncle Peter, for having me again. First, let me react to the UDP persuasion. Life, Uncle Peter, is all about belief, intuition, and conviction. That is why Muslims change to Christians, and Christians change to Muslim.
True.
So there is nothing stagnant in life. Our movement from UDP is as a result of realigning ourselves to new priorities, readjusting ourselves to new priorities for ourselves and for the country. I think basically, let me really found this on that way.
Okay.
For my reaction to Honorable Minister, I think Dr. Ceesay has a very short memory. Also, I think he is very unintelligent.
Oh.
And over and above all, he has a very, 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 very short memory. Because for me, President Barrow, celebrating Arsenal victory in State House, I'm not trying to say he has no choice to play, to support any football, any football club in the world. That is his right to do so. Inherent right.
He was an Arsenal supporter.
Exactly. Even before
he became a
thank
president.
you very much.
Yes.
But what is so bad about it is using or utilizing state resources, state funds,
They deny that, though.
state mobility. No, they will deny that openly, but behind the scenes.
Dr. Ceesay said everything was funded privately by the president from private funds.
That is inappropriate. That is inaccurate, and that is not the true representation of the facts. One thing I can say: state resources, state personnel, state cars, everything about the state was utilized during that event. That's what makes it so mockery, and that's makes it so unfortunate. And the most ironic part is you have a whole independent stadium that we cannot host our international football event for several months, but you are there, celebrating sport. What are you celebrating about sport if you cannot put your house in order as far as international football is concerned, which we cannot still host international events in our stadium? So that's what makes so irony, and that's what makes it so disturbing. And I don't think those type of things are expected of a president. You can celebrate, and that is all right, as I said before. But you cannot just call, people to State House and have party with them, dinners with them, using state funds and state resources. Peter.
Okay. Dr. Ceesay accused Unite of relying on populist propaganda. What is your movement's actual message to Gambians, and how do you distinguish it from mere populism?
Well, that is Dr. Ceesay's version of it, Dr. Uncle Peter. But one thing I can tell you, Unite is right at grassroots. I am the deputy party leader responsible for administration, and I can proudly tell you, Unite all the 1,900 villages in this country. We right now have over 800 village structures.
That's how many villages we have in total?
Yes, 1,950 villages in the country. Okay. Right now, I can tell you, Unite has over, 800 structures in over 800 villages in this country. We go to ward level, where there are 114 wards in this country. Unite has structures in all these 114 wards. We go to constituencies, there are 53 constituencies in this country. Unite has structures, full-fledged structure in all these 53 constituencies in the country. We have 8 regions in the country. Unite has structures in all these 8 regions in this country. So Unite is a grassroots political party, and we are building on our grassroots support.
Oh, fantastic! A bit of civics this morning.
Very correct. fully structured and functional village structures, ward structures, constituency structures, regional structures, and lastly, we did also did our national congress. So we have a full-fledged functional national executive as well. So I dismiss that allegation.
It was also suggested that Unite has bought influence over online media. How do you address concerns that your movement manipulates coverage rather than earning genuine support?
Well, those statements are very laughable, Peter, because they contain no iota of truth in them. We are very popular, and Unite is a very popular and a very famous political organization, and therefore every media will want to cover something about Unite, because the more you cover, Unite activities or Unite personalities, the more you get your likes, the more you get your monetary whatever from it. So that is not true. We are not buying any media organization. We are not paying any media organization. We are not giving money to any media organization. They just feel very proud to be associated with us, and we're going to stop that. But there's no monetary compensation for whatever you cover about Unite.
Let me ask you what the situation is regarding the registration of Unite. What's the latest from the IEC?
One thing I always tell people, Unite, as far as the old Electoral Act is concerned, the supreme law of our land, the Constitution and the new Electoral Act, Unite, we have submitted everything according to all what this law stipulated. So we are now waiting on the IEC to give us our registration process. But if you ask us, Unite, if you ask me rather, Unite will be a registered party in this country as soon as possible, because we have fulfilled all the legal requirements, we have abided by all the legal requirements, and our submission was according to all those legal requirements, and there is no way, I repeat, there is no way the IEC will not register Unite as a bona fide, legitimate political organization in this country.
But didn't you have some of these signatures sent back to say,
that was done
Okay.
initially. I was one of those people who went to the IEC with some team to verify. Because IEC, what people fail to understand
To verify
about IEC,
what? That they were, what
yes,
they were saying
when we
was
went
true.
there, their number one concern was our constitution. They said there are some sentences or paragraph in the constitution that talks about UMC, Unite Movement for Change, and the party we want to legitimately register before them is Unite. So that discrepancy you can understand. And we want to register Unite, but instead some of part of the constitution, I think 2 or 3 sentences appeared UMC. So obviously that's a legal issue that they asked us to verify.
So that was the issue, nothing with the signatures.
I'm coming with all of that as well. That's number one. Number two, names of municipalities as well. In IEC, the designated name for KMC is not Kanifi Municipality, but KM. So some of the forms we fill, some of our people, our
they
agents,
prefer the abbreviation rather than...
No, KMC, Kanifi Municipality.
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
The designated name given to Kanifi Municipality by IEC is KM, Kanifi Municipality.
Yes.
You don't need to say Kanifi Municipality Council.
No, that's wrong.
Yeah, exactly, yes.
That
So
is wrong.
exactly, some of our forms were like, some of our agents put KMC instead of KM.
That's a council. That's where the mayor and his team
Thank
work.
you very much. So you go to Banjul, some of our agents were like Banjul BCC instead of Banjul. You go to Mansakongo, some of our agents were like this LR Mansakongo Area Council instead of LRA. So these are some of the named issues IEC highlighted. Then the third one was about our color. But that one, they said that is our right to do so, but they are just appealing us to minimize the number of our callers, so that when they are printing our ballot drums, it can be more cost efficient for them.
How many callers were you?
It was 3. We submitted 3 to them, but now it's like we are now going for 2. But that one, they told us that's our constitutional right. They are just appealing to us to do so. So all those things are corrected.
What were the 3 colors?
I think it was red.
You think you should know?
Yes, red. Black and white, something like that.
Black and white.
But that one specifically, they say they are appealing to us because that's our constitutional right. Even if we want to give them 20 colors, it's our constitutional right to choose any color we want. But they are also appealing to us because election is very expensive, so that when they are printing or making the ballot drums, it can be cost effective for them.
So red, green, red. Black and white, did you say?
Yes.
Red, black, and white.
If my memory could serve me well.
And what's the representation of each? Red for what? Red for what?
Well, I will not remember that right now, but I know all stand for a very progressive agenda in our society.
But in the meantime, you are preparing for both, because there was a newspaper headline either yesterday or towards the end of last week, quoting the party leader as saying if registration is not secured in time for the presidential election, they will run in the, as an independent.
Of course, we have all the options on the table. We have every option on the table. One, we will be very delighted to have our party registered to contest election as per the name Unite. But if that is not possible, we are not foreclosed. we are still going to contest election in this country. Nobody can stop that. Okay. No institution, no human machination, no legal route can stop that. I can tell you that for sure. But we are going to be registered in this country. I can tell you that for sure.
Okay.
We are almost there.
So do you believe that given the registration, the problems we are going through trying to register the party, do you believe that the government and the IEC even are narrowing political space for new movements like Unite? And if so, how do you plan to push back?
That will be the normal reaction of any human being, Peter. That is, if you pay attention to all details and explanations surrounding party registration in this country, you will want to think that probably government is trying to interfere into the internal, decision making of the IEC. But that's politicians. That's us. We don't have principle and memory. Most politicians, we don't have that. So for us, we have all options on the table. IEC will certainly register us. If they don't register us, and we have, as I said before, we have met all the constitution and electoral act requirement, this country is a country of laws. Everybody and everything in this country are all subject of the law. So we will know what to do. But one thing I know, we are not going to fold our hands together and see that our rights are trampled, and we will take something that will definitely give us our rights.
And speaking of a country of laws, you happen to not only be a member of the National
That is
Assembly,
correct. That's what I tell people.
Where the laws are made, but you also a lawyer.
That's what I told people. I have two unique status. National Assembly member as lawmaker and a lawyer as a practicing law.
Okay.
That's correct.
Right. And how far are you going on with your law studies? You got your first
degree? Done, yeah, exactly. I got my first degree in civil and disaster prevention engineering, then my second degree in law. Then I went
to your master's as well?
No. Okay. All my degrees are baccalaureate degrees.
You haven't started that yet?
That is correct.
All right.
And I don't think I'll have time.
You're still young.
I don't think I'll have time for that, because now it's politics every day. So.
Beyond responding to criticism, whether it's from Dr. Ceesay or whoever, what is Unite's vision for governance, and how does it differ from other parties, especially, the ruling party's approach?
Thank you very much. You see, you keep mentioning Dr. Ceesay. Dr. Ceesay, he has untrained brain. The brain is not trained. For me, if it is trained...
Untrained brain?
Yes, untrained brain, yes. His brain is very untrained. Otherwise, he could have remember all what he was saying about Barrow, and now all what he said about Barrow. Before you told us it is white against Barrow. Now you are now telling us it is black against. For me, it doesn't give me sense at all. That's why I always tell people I don't like responding to Doctor, because he has untrained brain. Unite, we are going to be very different. In fact, you can see our organizational setup. We are very, very different. First, I laid the foundation for you here. If you look at our structural assets all over the country, our structural footprints all over the country, our organizational machinery all over the country, you definitely know that Unite is very, very different. And how Gambians we know Unite is very different is when we unveil our manifesto. That's the time, even the structure, the content of our manifesto has deviated from the traditional way of Gambian political parties doing. One, you have healthcare. You see about healthcare. Two, you go to economy. But no. Our own structure, our content is so different. It's very reflective of the daily, realities of citizens of this country. Because when we are developing our manifesto, we conducted some interviews into the taxi garage, women meeting women in their gardens, drivers, carpenters, mechanics, fishermen, etc., etc. When we go to any sector, we feel like we should go and interview people in that sector, because they know their problem. We are technical. If I want to talk about, vegetable gardening in this country, I was never a vegetable gardener. So that is why we feel like we should go and interview those people, because they are the one doing it. They know the reality. So our manifesto is structured in such a way that when we unveil it, probably July or so, Gambians will be very appreciative of this young political organization, this young political party with these fine brains. For me, when you launch your manifesto, you have an opportunity to hold a rally the following day. What was so disturbing, so ironic, NPP launched their manifesto today, Friday, and Saturday they have an opportunity to hold a rally. Nobody. No speaker. Over 15 speakers. Nobody talk about any content in that manifesto. So you want Gambian to feel that manifesto is real. From the president to the last speaker, nobody. I listened to all these speakers and during that rally, no speaker quoted a single line, a single sentence, a single paragraph from that manifesto. All what they're talking about, Usere Dabo sick, Usere Dabo this, UDP this, opposition this, opposition. You see? Imagine, you want us to take you as a serious political organization? You launch your manifesto this today, next day you have a rally. Nobody talk about the content of the manifesto, Peter. And you want government to take you as a serious political organization? Why? Individual attack, personal attack. When you launch that which you call a very progressive manifesto, nobody talk about a manifesto. And you want, as I said before, you want people to hold you as a very responsible and serious political organization.
So what's your reading of that?
And what is ironical about launching a manifesto, a political, let me say, a ruling government launching a manifesto? For me, you have a whole development agenda. You have a whole budget to execute. Do you understand? You have national development plan. A sitting government launching a manifesto, Peter. For this is the first time I heard all over the world. You have a whole government machinery, a whole government infrastructure, a whole government programs and policies. Why do you try to trim that down to a manifesto? No way, Peter. It's not a realistic agenda. For them, it's just a kind of a political performance. Do you understand? So people can say NPP because they have not been, they ruled this country for 10 years. So after 10 years now, you want to tell the country what you want to do for them. It's so ironical, and for me, I think it's a scam.
So your manifesto launch will be...
We are planning something like July or so.
Okay.
Yeah, July or
the
so.
launch will be...
Yeah. And the party, the party will also be there. We have a lot of events coming. We are going to launch our manifesto separately, and we are also going to have a grand, huge party launching in the country.
Okay.
Yeah.
And the question is, so your manifesto launch is going to be significantly different, completely different,
yes,
if you like.
Yes.
From the NPP's launch.
Yes, it's not only NPP. The structure, the content of our manifesto has deviated from the traditional ways how other politicians do in this country, and the launching will also be very, very different. I can tell you that it's not going
from manifestos. I mean, what differentiates Unite from the NPP? Let's say, for instance, the way you're going to be tackling the country's problems. The most immediate one is the power problem.
Yeah, for me, and this is what I've been saying when I was at the OIC, we were implementing, part of our project, we are implementing OIC water and electricity expansion.
Because
do you understand?
The country's power problem is older than your party leader.
That is correct. Thank you very much.
All right.
That is correct. In fact, let me say, it's as old as humanity. Now,
no, it will be 50 years next year. I'm older than 50 years. All right.
Now, okay. Sometimes when we're having this planning meeting for electricity, this is what I always tell them in those days. We are so relaxed importing our energy supplies or our energy needs into the country, but what we are not factoring, anything can happen. And I used to say in those days, if Senegal today caught, or may God forbid, if there is issue between Senegal and Gambia, and they caught this service, exactly. I told you what are we going to be? Yeah. That's number one. Number two, this generator parts is not like a car part where you can go to Parker Joshua and grab one and fix it. No, some of these things you need to order them. Yeah. And they need to order them, and that's the time they start producing. They start subjecting them to factory line of production. Before they come, it takes several months. So for us, we are so relaxed, we forget to do our own internal power regulations, our power infrastructures. We forget that this Senelec supply will go for the longest period of time, or how the former ship, what we call car power.
Ship, yes.
So car power is no more. Senelec issue has problem. This is why this electricity crisis, Uncle Peter, trust me, it will go a very long time. Mm-hmm. It's not going to be a quick fix. It's not going to be fixed anytime sooner. And the government should be very bold, frank, and tell citizens when will this problem be sorted. But yesterday or day before yesterday, I listened to the president Abraham say, "It's no more." Imagine, He who knows, he feels it. We are feeling this. The same person go on that this is no more now. It is fixed. Why was it fixed? He said every bicameral is fixed.
Oh, okay. So there are no
exactly
out there.
Exactly. So today, if you go outside and talk to 2 or 3, 5 Gambian, 10 Gambians, none will tell you yesterday we don't have electricity.
Well, we had interruptions last night.
Thank you very much. So
I don't know about your place, huh?
I do.
Maybe
everybody.
Maybe you are living
so
in
it's very for us. Unite will deal with energy crisis uniquely. First, we want to make sure that our internal power infrastructures are put in place. Our internal generation capacity is maximized. Then we are going to allow some kind of international interventions, but those interventions must be based on sustainability grounds. It's not going to be temporal fix, quick fix, and issues come, they go, and we are back to the same problem. We are going to make sure that any international intervention is a sustainable one. That is not going to be come temporary and go later.
I don't know who the economic brains of the party is. But we would like to have that person to discuss some of the economic challenges of the country and how Unite
exactly
approach those challenges. A depreciating currency, even though they tell us it is depreciating at the lowest pace in the sub-region.
Correct.
We wish that it hadn't depreciated at all.
At all.
Right?
I agree. Yes. Unite, we are on the verge of forming what we call a professional committee. Okay. And when we unveil this professional committee to the Gambians, these are highly skilled technocrats in their respective areas. Like myself,
I would really love to hear how Unite will tackle economic problems. No matter what new government we have in there, the first thing you'll have to deal with, are the economic challenges, because we all agree. We are not a manufacturing country, so
that is correct.
Most of the things that we are consuming, if not all of them, are coming out of.
I agree with you. We are going to unveil this professional body as well. We have top economists, top lawyers, engineers, architects, etc. We are also going to unveil that to government.
Top lawyers like yourself?
Yeah. No, let me say I'm a top engineer and a lawyer.
Let's go back to the manifesto. Mm-hmm. We are all looking forward to July. July is only a few days away. Today is the 23rd. Yeah. Another 8 days.
Inshallah. Sometime in July. It can be end of July.
Another 7-8 days, and we are there. So, what country, what government, what system is it modeled on? Where are you borrowing, ideas from, examples?
Well, we are very mindful of borrowing ideas from other parts of the world and import them. They are not realistic as far as our situation is concerned. Mm-hmm. What we do is kind of a locally organized governance, our own realities. Mm-hmm. We want to live up to our own realities than borrow a very fancy system, way of governance from somewhere else. It comes here, it's not applicable on Peter and Honorable Yaya, Sanyang and John Follow Sane, a woman vegetable gardener in Toronto. We don't, in this place, in Quinella, we don't want to do that. So our governance is based on our own realities. Mm-hmm. What we are facing, what Gambians are facing on daily basis. Mm-hmm. It might not be a very a fancy one if you comparative to other jurisdiction, but we are very mindful and we refuse to import governance styles from other part of the world and want to come and implement that in the Gambia. But as I said, we are also very mindful to say everything in the manifesto before it is launched. So when the manifesto is launched, exactly, we don't want to go into details. We just want to wait. When the manifesto is launched, become a public document, then now we're very, very free and comfortable because we are still adjusting some parts in the manifesto before the launching. So I can say something here today, and subsequently we are able to adjust that in the manifesto. And I'm sure Coffee Time is a house of record.
Listen, it's interesting. You had a slip of the tongue, and you said Toronto when you meant.
No, I wanted to say a local village.
Exactly. And I'm saying that's interesting because earlier on this morning, we had another criticism against your party leader, and it seems there's an attempt to paint Talib as a privileged child, someone born with a silver spoon in their mouth, who cannot, by virtue of those privileges understand, the problem of Gambians. He cannot understand as much as the man who is now in office does, how to tackle the problems of Gambians.
You see, if you have conversation with Talib, that's the time you understand.
Well, the only time I've had conversations with him was on the radio like this.
Yes, he's very au fait with the daily realities of ordinary citizens of this country. Talib is working with Gambian citizens, ordinary citizens every day, all over the country. His company employs ordinary citizens. He has a lot of staff who are ordinary citizens. So people who say Talib was born, having silver, whatever, they don't understand his history. They know nothing about his history. Talib paid his own school fees when he was in Canada. Talib was a pentaman. Talib was a university DJ. So all those things, some of us who travel overseas, we understand all of these things. Do you understand? His part-time job was painting. Do you understand? Painting in university campus, painting in some parts of Canada, just to earn a living, just to be able to pay his own school fees. He was literally paying his own school fees, feeding everything in Canada. So somebody whose parents are wealthy rich, they'll send you there and still send you money for your accommodation and for your food. And Talib was nobody was sending Talib. He was a painterman, painting houses, and paint his school, and at one point even has his own small painting company in Canada. So that's telling you that, you see, let me tell you one thing. Talib is a very intelligent person. He's very, very innovative, and he's very, very creative. That's why I always tell Gambians, if we have Talib as president of this country, he can lobby a lot of things for this country. We are not going to rely on only the traditional and routine IDB intervention, World Bank intervention, and other donor intervention, which are routine any government they will do for. But Talib will go extra and lobby things for this country that we can never imagine. So people who are saying that they don't know history, they don't know his history. His grandmother was selling mono, which in Kia we call it mono. Do you understand? Yes,
porridge.
Porridge, exactly. He traveled to Canada. He was paying his own accommodation, paying his own school fees, and was literally doing painting to be able to survive. So somebody whose parents are rich, they, as I said before, they will send you there and send you everything as well.
And he supposedly lives in a walled off, residence, high walls, and he has big dogs,
exactly,
which will not allow people to come in. No, that's the present day Talib that was painted
exactly.
for me earlier on today. Is that the kind of person he is?
They don't understand his history. As I said, look at the friends. Look at Talib inner circles.
I don't know them.
Who Honorable Yaya Maintenance, Ibrahim Adibas, Karafasonko, K. Mose. Look, just imagine.
People will say these are privileged.
No. If you know our background, we are not
privileged. You're a National Assembly member.
I'm a National Assembly.
Kemo is a senior member of the KMC.
Yeah, but I mean, even further from that cycle rather, you still go further. You're not going to see any.
You're not seeing any Peter Gomez, resident in London Corner, one of the most.
Talib will go weekends and go and brew hata with the local boys. Do you understand? So people who say Talib don't understand the daily realities of ordinary Gambian citizens, they don't know him, but they're not just close to him. They are just seeing him as a mayor, do you understand, and probably living in a very comfortable compound, and they get just portrayed that. But if you are close to Talib every day, his telephone conversations, do you understand, friends visit him, that's the time you know that he is in touch with daily realities of Gambians.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, Honorable,
ordinary Gambians for that matter.
We can never say everything,
I agree.
At one sitting. Just some final thoughts?
Well, for me, it's going to be the same. Election is not ethnic census.
That's a nice one.
Election is you elect a candidate with capacity, with competence, with knowledge that can be able to steer the affairs of the country. If it is a ward, constituency, region, or whatever. But one thing I'm telling Gambians, let's go in for politicians with capacity, with competence, with knowledge that can be able to steer the affairs of this country. And coalition buildings are also on. certainly there is going to be a formidable coalition against Barrow in 2026 presidential
Not
election.
just a coalition, a formidable
formidable one for
coalition.
the one that has a very big chances of winning against Barrow.
With Talib as the head.
Well, we don't know who is going to be for Unite. Our sort is not like come we swallow you. Our sort is not like come we treat you as subordinate in the joint venture. We are not like come and submit ourselves to us. For us, we are like mutual survival of every political party or movement in this country if a coalition is formed. Though I know coalition building is really not easy. It's a political process. And when political parties come together, form a coalition, elect an individual. When that individual now assume constitutional power, it can be different. That is why during coalition, I always emphasize, let's go for a candidate with track record of competence, capacity, and trust.
Competence, capacity,
and trust. That is very, very important. Because for me, Honorable Yaya, I can say a lot of words, quite a lot of sweet words during the political process to form the coalition. But when I assume constitutional authority, I become a different person. And there is no way any agreement or framework that comes out of this political process can supersede our constitution. Never. So that is why an individual that is going to lead the coalition, head the coalition, should be a person of impeccable character and trust, so that he's not going to downplay whatever agreement or framework he or she might have, signed with other people or other political movement or other political organization. It's very, very, very important. But I can tell Gambians, let's get relaxed. There is going to be a formidable coalition against Barrow that will be able to unseat Barrow in 2026 presidential election. And Dr. Ceesay and others, they know that person. That's why they keep attacking. Either sometimes whether they attack or respond or react, I don't even know that. But one thing I know, they know they have that morbid fear for an individual and a particular political organization. And inshallah by December, we will know the reality, Uncle Peter.
Well, they know, we don't know, and that person is?
Well, time will tell. Time will tell, Peter. Right now, there's coalition process.
Honorable.
And for us, we are treating every party as equals, equal card on the negotiating table, process, convention. Any candidate that comes out from this process will be the candidate for the 2026 coalition.
Honorable, thank you very much for your time this
Thank
morning.
you very much, Uncle.
Jar Oil, the company, have filling stations across the country, and our rates are relatively cheaper than anyone else across the country. Jar Oil is the biggest producer and distributor of cement in the country with the most competitive prices in the market.
Sant Yaya.
looy xaar utal Wave nga scan nga fay nag doo ci yokku dara.
A better way to pay your UTG fees with instant proof of payment and real-time student portal update. Paying your University of the Gambia fees has never been easier or more convenient. With Ecobank, students, parents and guardians can pay UTG tuition and related fees through our secure digital banking channels such as Ecobank mobile app, Ecobank online and Ecobank Omni Lite. Once payment is completed, instant proof of payment is generated and the UTG student portal is updated in real time, allowing students to proceed immediately with registration, course selection, and clearance without unnecessary delays, while giving parents and guardians peace of mind that payments have been successfully processed. How to pay via the Ecobank mobile app. Open the Ecobank mobile app and navigate to the home screen. Select Pay Bill. Choose Pay a New Bill and select Schools from the category options. Select University of the Gambia. Select the specific product you are paying for. Enter your matriculation number and tap Continue. Validate your details. The system will display the payable amount. Press Continue to confirm the payment. An e-receipt is generated automatically as proof of payment with real-time updates on the student portal. How to pay via Ecobank Online or OmniLite. Log in to Ecobank Online and OmniLite using your credentials. Select the menu and choose Bill Payments. Choose Quick Bill Pay and select School from the category options. Select University of the Gambia. Select the specific product you are paying for. Enter your matriculation number and tap Continue. Validate your details. The system will display the payable amount. Press Continue to confirm the payment. An e-receipt is generated automatically as proof of payment with real-time updates on the student portal. Walk into any Ecobank branch or pay through our digital channels and enjoy instant proof of payment with real-time updates on the student portal. Ecobank, the Pan-African Bank.